A new update on the $2,000 stimulus check or $2,000 dividend payment, as the president likes to call it, as the White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett was out in an interview talking about when we will likely see the official proposal introduced by the president, as well as all the other latest details on this $2,000. Now, I also have this clip right here, which I will pop up in just a second and play it for you so you can see and hear for yourself exactly what Kevin Hassett, again, the White House economic advisor, is saying right here in this clip. It's only about a minute long, and I think he reveals some very important details that we need to understand about this $2,000. Now, to be fair, it's been maybe a week or two. I'm not sure the last time I had a video talking about it. When the president was out last talking about this, it's been a little while, but this interview just took place yesterday, to be fair with you. Took place yesterday, and I want you to hear this clip because he gives some very specific details as far as when we will likely see that official proposal from the president. Now, the host here also indicates that the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, indicated the income threshold as far as who would be eligible for this. Quick side note, I already talked about that maybe a month or so ago, 5-6 weeks ago or so. I talked about that as well, but she also reiterates that here in this video. It's pretty good stuff, okay? So I want you to hear this. Now, let's play this clip right here, right now. I will come back afterward. We'll talk about it a little bit further. Again, White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett, possibly going to be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve as well. This guy is on the short list of individuals that the president is interviewing for that position. It's this guy right here, okay? So let's hear what he has to say. It's only about a minute long here. Actually, it's maybe like a minute and 20 seconds to be fair. And then I will come back afterward and we'll talk about the details a little bit further. All right, here it is, the interview, Kevin Hassett, and I'll catch you again in just about a minute and 20 seconds or so.
Let me ask you a bit about tariffs. Since as far back as July, we have heard the president refer to this idea of $2,000 checks being given out to households. The Treasury Secretary said this would go to households making less than $100,000. Should Americans plan to receive those checks in 2026?
That's going to depend on what happens with Congress. Congress is going to have to send those money to those people. But the thing we can say is that since July, we've had a lot of positive news about the economy. We've had a couple of quarters of almost 4% growth. We've got a big government surplus actually running for a few months in a row. The deficit relative to last year is down by $600 billion. And so in the summer, I wasn't so sure that there was space for a check like that. But now I'm pretty sure that there is. And so I would expect that in the new year, the president will bring forth a proposal to Congress to make that happen.
So a new proposal for these, it's not necessarily coming from existing tariff revenue?
Oh, well, it could come from tariff revenue, but in the end, you know, we get taxes, we get tariffs, we get also revenue from lots of places, and then Congress decides how to spend those monies. That's an appropriation. And so this would have to be money that would be an appropriation.
All right, so now there's the clip of that interview, and as you could hear from the very start, the host said, let's talk about tariffs, and she went on to say that the Treasury Secretary indicated, Scott Bessent, by the way, indicated that incomes, in order to be eligible for this $2,000, would be those individuals under $100,000 per year. Now, this is a very common question that I get all the time. Many people here in this community saying, I get Social Security, I get SSI, I get SSDI, I'm a senior, I don't file a tax return, I'm not working, and all the details like this and say, I'm not going to get it. Remember, has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's all about your income, okay? Anyway, the host indicated that as well, based on those remarks out of the Treasury Secretary. And to be fair with you, I do have a video here on the channel from maybe, I don't know, back at the beginning of November, where I hosted that clip of the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, with those exact statements. You could hear it for yourself. I have the clip here on the channel. It's, again, back in the beginning of November, right after the president made these remarks on this $2,000. Now, she also went on to indicate further information as far as, like, when are we going to see it, right? Like, what's going on with this? Is this still a viable plan? Is it feasible? Here's what I find is interesting. The economic advisor, Kevin Hassett here, indicated that over the summer, he didn't really know if there was going to be room to send these payments, right? But now he says that based on a couple quarters where we've seen more growth and more revenue coming into the government, he's actually thinking that, yeah, we could probably have room to make these payments. He said that. That's very, very encouraging. Now, he also went on to say that he's expecting, first off, in the beginning of 2026, the president will likely come forward with the official proposal on this $2,000. He also indicated that it would need to be appropriated by Congress, okay? That's not much of a shock. We already knew that. And as I've been saying lately, and what we've been hearing out of lawmakers is this. They've already indicated likely 2 more reconciliation bills, basically between now and, say, early 2027, okay? So let's just call it the next year or so, 12, maybe 12 and a half months or so. They indicated that they're likely going to be doing at least 2 more reconciliation bills. I think that's very key behind this because the reconciliation bills is just exactly what they passed over the summer with that multi-trillion-dollar tax cut bill. This is a piece of legislation that opens up the floodgate for a single party to push through basically anything that they want. There's some restrictions, by the way, but they can do just about anything they want in a piece of legislation, and they can do it single-handedly, one party, which is a simple majority vote in the Senate versus the 60 votes that are generally required for most legislation, okay? So my point is, I think that reconciliation aspect is very, very, very important about this because they've already indicated they want to do it, and they're going to do a couple more of these, and they can do them, and they can also add this $2,000. And then all of the credit for that can be squarely placed on the current control, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Again, I don't make political videos. I'm just pointing out some of the key aspects that we want to understand with all of this. So this is the latest update. Again, this just came out yesterday, this interview, okay? Now I'm bringing it to you right here, right now. I hope this helps you better understand the situation. And again, we will have to see, even though Kevin Hassett here in this clip indicates, yeah, we're going to see this official proposal out of the president in early 2026. Okay, is like early 2026 like the first week of 2026? Is it February? Is it April? We don't really know, right? But I would anticipate if they're going to do this, I would think realistically, probably sometime before, say, like mid-February or certainly before the end of February, I would anticipate the official proposal of this if they're going to do it in the first place. Reason for that is, once we kind of get into, say, February, like definitely into March, but once we get into February, we're in full swing of basically, making our pitches for the midterm election. That'll certainly be a messaging point that they certainly want to hit on aggressively. And that is something that I would think if they're going to introduce it, they would need to do it by, I would say, like mid-February at the latest, maybe late February, but I would say, honestly, within the first 6-ish weeks of the new year, they better have that messaging, that official proposal out, so they can start messaging that, because that is going to be a key point for the midterm election, which we already know. The president already indicated that very, very clearly, that this was certainly going to be a thing for the midterm, okay? Anyway, just want to point this out for you. This is the latest information that we know as of right now. And drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Let me know what else I can do for you. Otherwise, make sure to stay tuned. I will certainly bring you the updates as it's coming across the wire, new information coming across. I will jump on live streams in dedicated videos like this, whatever I see fit to help you in this community as quickly as possible. I appreciate you. And again, I'm going to keep you posted with anything going on right now. Anything in regards to your money, your benefits, your finances, your fixed income benefits, Social Security, all the things like that. Thanks again for being here. Really appreciate you. If you have not done so, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button right down below as well. Otherwise, again, I look forward to reading your comments or questions. Otherwise, again, please consider subscribing. Share the video. Buttons right down below the video. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you again very soon in the next video. I'll see you for